Guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. So I'm really happy to be able to bring you this watch. This watch is one that's been on my radar for some time. I'm still wearing it and I'm very much enjoying it. It's the CIGA Design Blue Planet, or Series U Blue Planet. I'll bring some information up as we go through. This watch has blown a lot of people's mind in terms of they won an award. It was the GPHG Challenge Watch Prize winner for 2021, which is unprecedented really. One, it's a Chinese company, and two, it doesn't tend to be won by watches costing downwards of £10,000, which is phenomenal. The fact they managed to design a watch that was unique and beautiful enough to win an award of that magnitude is just, it's to really be commended, isn't it? It has to be. So this was something that I was aware of for some time and really wanted to feature it because of all of those things that I've sort of outlined. Like I said, north of £10,000 normally, or $10,000. This comes in at around $1,000, so a tenth of that price, and it's absolutely stunning. It looks unbelievable. It was one that I saw, really wanted to get in. They contacted me, happy to get it in. And here we are. Here it is with you today. Is it one that should be on your radar? Is it one that you're like as much as I have, or potentially could like? I don't want to give too much away prior to the review, but I guess there's no time like the present to find out. Please leave a link in the description if you want to pick one up. There's 3 different price options, stainless steel, titanium and stuff, so do have a look. But guys and girls, I really appreciate you tuning back in. And with that being said, let's get the camera turned around and get on with it. Alright guys and girls, so this is the watch. It's a much anticipated one from my perspective, one I've been aware of for some time. As I said in the intro, I was very happy when they reached out and asked me if I'd feature it, and here it is. And as you can see down here, GPHG was what I was referring to. The Grand Prix de Horologie de Genève 2021 Challenge Prize winner. Very phenomenal that they won that. As I said in the intro, normally reserved for watches 10,000 and above, and very rarely won by a Chinese watch. So this watch was kicking you know what, and yeah, doing very well for itself. So let me just put the watch to the side, because as I said, I've been wearing it for quite some time now. This is what you get, the packaging, outer box, inside just some more information. The CIGA Design mechanical watch, U Series Blue Planet. Some information of the watch just at the side, and yeah, all the information I'm going to go through anyway, but yeah, it's just there to sort of reiterate what I said. I've taken the stickers off, but it comes with the straps there to watch separately. Pretty standard for CIGA Design. They do have their watches in such a position, and it just tells you how to run through the stuff, just so you can keep a good sort of look at your watch. And obviously this is the stuff we'll go through in a moment in terms of timekeeping. Once you know how to tell the time on it, it doesn't look so unusual, and for me now, after wearing it for a while, telling time has just become really easy. So there's the watch. Hopefully in my macro shots, guys, I really did do it justice, because this watch is beautiful. It's exquisite. It's a piece of art on your wrist. Very seldom do you have anything that will look anything like this. And as you can see at the point of recording this, it's coming out to 3:15. So you've got the 3 for the outer part, 15 tells you the minutes inside. Very straightforward, very easy once you get used to it, to be honest. It's not one that took me very long to start to understand. Very simple. But yeah, so let's run through the details. So as I said, this is a Series U Blue Planet. Inside, I'll just bring some information up now. I'll let you also have a look at this. So yeah, so the CIGA Design, they've got their own movement in this. The CIGA Design developed movement, 30 jewels as you would have seen before, and yeah, runs within good parameters. All that's the information is up at the side. This one has been coming in basically bang on. I can't tell that it's losing any time or gaining it. It looks like if it is, it's marginal. So yeah, nice. And as you can see, they put some information up about there. The fact it's an award-winning watch, as well as some other specs going around the outer edge also. The construction of this watch, so it's the case, which obviously is integrated into the crystal, the crown outer part of the exhibition case back, and pin buckle clasp are all 316L stainless steel. As you can see, it's got CIGA Design deep etched on the crown. This does also come with a titanium option, which is a bit more expensive, slightly lighter as well, and obviously got the Fluorine rubber strap and other bits, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. The case thickness of this watch, I was measuring at 15.9 millimeters, but that does slope down because you can see how it's domed sapphire crystal. Oops, I told you what it is already, but it does become 11.7 near the edges. So as you can tell, that makes it look quite a bit thinner actually. It doesn't actually wear too top heavy, given the fact it does come in quite, it's about like 4 millimeters at the edges. The case diameter, so you can measure anywhere really, it's a circular, obviously a circular watch. It was coming at 45.9 millimeters, and when you go from the 9 to the 3, and I was including that crown, it does sort of sit inside the case a bit, but it was coming at 47.1 millimeters. The lug width on this is 22, and the lug to lug, given the fact it's a circular watch, it's still going to be 45.9, but you'll see it does, the straps do come in a little bit to the case, so it does make it fit on the wrist really, really beautifully actually. This is one that surprised me in terms of how it fit. I wasn't sure how it was going to be, but I've been very, very happy with how it sits on my wrist, and I'll show you that in just a moment, as you'd have seen in the intro. The crystal, so let's have a look at the case back again. So the crystal on the case back is a mineral crystal, different at the front, we'll talk about that in a moment. It's screwed down. It only has 3 atmospheres of water resistance, so it's going to be splash proof, so I wouldn't take this swimming or anything, but I don't think it's that type of watch. This is a statement piece, and a beautiful one at that. So yeah, screwed down with exhibition case back with mineral crystal on the back. No bezel on this, it's just sort of the case and crystal sort of meet each other. So yeah, that's that, and the crown is situated at the 3 o'clock. It looks like a bit of a propeller that you'd have on a boat. I don't know if that's the intention. That's how it looks to me. I'm not a boat person, but I've seen this many times, sort of the sort of style, and that's what it looks like to me. So yeah, it looks very, very nice. Push pull, and yeah, does the business in terms of grabbing hold of it, charging it, taking the crown out. There's been no problems with that either. Very, very nice. The rubber, as I said, the strap is a Fluorine rubber, so I said that before. Very, very nice. It's got quick release pins on there as well to make it easy just to install, and obviously it does come with instructions on how to install it in the packaging, and CIGA Design deep etched onto the fully brushed clasp as well. Done very, very nicely. No issues with that whatsoever. The crystal covering the dial is sapphire crystal. It looks like it's got a little bit of AR coating on there, but given the domage, it's always going to be a little bit tricky when you record, because obviously it's going to show up light and stuff. But yeah, it's got sapphire crystal, so that will help with the longevity of the watch in that situation in terms of the crystal not scratching. Let's give it a quick wipe. The water resistance of this watch is 30 meters, as I said, so that would give you 3 atmospheres of water resistance, and the weight will appear in the top right. On my weighing scales, it was coming in at 107.6 grams. But let's have a look at the dial now, guys, in a bit more detail. I will tilt it slightly just so it makes it a bit easier for you to see. There's a few elements. So you've got the circular element inside, which is obviously the globe. The first section is 12 hour or 24 hours, tells the time, so it goes from 1 to 12. Inside that you've got the minutes, and what you'll see, the minutes, obviously wherever the compass is, I think it looks like a compass, so wherever the compass is, that will tell you. So that's obviously around 3 o'clock, and now you can see it's coming up. So it's 3:19 at the moment. It will be coming up to 3:20 in just a moment, and that will move around and and that's how you tell the time. So at the moment, as I said, it's coming up to 3:20. If the compass was down near the 6, and it was, say the compass was in that position, now it'd be saying it was 5 minutes past 6. So, and so on and so forth. It's really, really easy. Once you come to grips with it, I can tell the time pretty quickly on this now. But yeah, that's the design. In terms of the globe, it is absolutely stunning. It's something that I was aware of for some time before I actually got one in, and it's had me transfixed. The finishing on it, you can see there's a slight movement as you go around, but that's not a problem. In terms of the finishing on there, it is stunning. Really, really nice. Really beautiful blue. Nice finish elements on there, and something that I was just really, really blown away by, to be honest. It's even better in person than pictures and stuff. It doesn't do it justice. If you take the crown out to the first position, there is a ghost position, but you can't feel anything on there. You take it out all the way, and you'll be able to change the time and stuff. You just scroll forward. So as I said now, so here, this would be telling you it's 6 o'clock. So that's either 6 in the morning or just gone past it. So 6 in the morning, 6 in the evening, and so on and so forth. It's one that just I've had no issues with, to be honest, in terms of working out how to tell the time and stuff. It's been fantastic. You put it back in, it will continue to go around. It does obviously go around quite slowly. There is no second hand on this. So there you go. But no loom either. But that's not what this watch is about. This watch is purely, for me, it's a nod. So they made this in sort of to talk about the greenhouse effect and global warming and stuff, and that sort of impact on the world. But this is just stunning. It's one that has just really blown me away. You've got CIGA Design sort of situated between the 4 and 5, just highlighting obviously the fact it's a CIGA Design. But yeah, that's the dial, guys. That's everything going on. Just the case is all brushed, as is the rest of the watch. But let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. My wrist is just above a 7-inch wrist for your reference. And that is what it looks like on me. No issues whatsoever. Really, really nice. Fits really nicely on my wrist. And because of the sort of curvature of the crystal and everything else, and the fact the lug to lug's not that long, it just doesn't feel too. I thought it might look a bit big and feel a bit big, but it really doesn't. Wears very, very nicely. But that's the watch, guys. Let me just give it a quick wipe, and then we can go on to my pants and Pukka section. Okay, if you've ever watched before, you'll know what's coming next. I always start with pants. I like to go on a high with Pukka. So what I think is pants, not a lot, I'll be honest. This is one that I've really wanted to have a look at. I was so happy when they reached out to me. Again, let me just give it another quick wipe, guys. Excuse me. Yeah, it was one that I really was happy to have a look at. What I would say, I'm going to be quite picky in terms of, because I've mentioned the 5 other things. As much as they've sort of removed the date from the movement, I'd like it not to have had a ghost position. But that's it, really. I think otherwise, it's just a really exquisite piece. I can see why it won an award. That dial was just, oh my God, it's had me transfixed. The details, the fact it looks as it does and it can still tell the time, for me is just fascinating because it looks stunning. So yeah, all I'd say for the pants is the ghost position. What I think is Pukka, a considerable amount more. So I go obviously the dial, which for me is the absolute star of the show. The movement, the fact they've managed to come up with a functional movement that makes this work, for me is just staggering. It's phenomenal, the fact they've been able to do that. The case shape, obviously circular in keeping with the world itself. The fact there's curvature to it, which continues on the case, and the crystal, which is nice. The crown, as I said, I like the way they've done the crown, sort of propeller looking. I like the fact it's a good size. I like the fact it's integrated into the case. The strap on this is beautiful, really, really supple. One that I'm sure will just last and last, as obviously got CIGA Design written underneath. And the other things are just, they're going to be stuff really connected to the watch. So I like the uniqueness of it. I like the fact I've never seen anything like this, and that's to be commended. I do like the uniqueness of the watch. It's got real X factor in my opinion. I think this watch is stunning, beautiful, beautiful piece. A real statement piece. It's not often you're going to wear a piece of art on your wrist, which is really what this is. And the general look, I love it. It's one that I've been aware of for a while now, since really they won the award and they were selling them. It's one that I was aware of and wanted to get in. And when they reached out to me, I was very, very happy to feature it. So just to surmise what I think is Pukka, as I go with the dial, the movement, case shape, crown, strap, the uniqueness, X factor, and the general look of the watch. And would I recommend this watch? Wholeheartedly. I think it's very, very seldom you're going to wear a watch that has this sort of aesthetic, that looks the way it does. and the dial was just fascinating. I just found myself sitting there looking at the dial, and they've really captured how beautiful Earth is. They've done fantastically well with it. So yeah, I definitely would recommend it, guys and girls. But please, please let me know what you think about this watch, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as I always say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.